I just want to say to you, great work on bringing awareness to dysgraphia. That's exactly what you've done for me. I did not.
Welcome to the second annual Dysgraphia Awareness Day, October 3rd, 2023. Now, here's your host, Deidre Sherm.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the second annual Dysgraphia Awareness Day. Thank you, Jeff Thistle, for that introduction, and you guys, Tom Bergeron, right? I'm Deidre Sherm, and I'm so excited to have you here today, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. I'm grateful to have so many of you back from last year's first ever Dysgraphia Awareness Day. And last year, well, hey, we're going to talk about, let's get back to Tom Bergeron for a second. He was one of my favorite childhood memories throughout childhood, growing up on America's Funniest Videos. I reached out to him and asked him to send some encouragement to all of us for Dysgraphia Awareness Day. And let me just play the whole thing for you. Take a look at this.
Hi, Deidre. Tom Bergeron here. You know, I've heard it said that any day you learn something new is not a day wasted. Well, thanks to you, Deidre, I have learned something new. I have learned about dysgraphia. And I just want to say to you, great work on bringing awareness to dysgraphia. That's exactly what you've done for me. I did not know that it's a brain disorder that makes writing hard for kids, or that the Dysgraphia Awareness Day was October 3rd. So I would like to, in the spirit of learning something new, and in gratitude for what you're doing, encourage all parents and educators working so hard to help kids with dysgraphia to keep up the good work. All the best, Deidre, and thanks for making this day one in which I learned something new.
Thank you, Tom. Isn't that wonderful? I reached out to him for encouragement, and in that process of just discussing what dysgraphia is, we had an opportunity for awareness and learning. So yay, in the spirit of Dysgraphia Awareness Day on October 3rd. Thank you, Tom, for your encouragement and support to me and to all the moms and educators and those who have dysgraphia. We are so grateful for anyone and everyone who's willing to step in and spread the word. So thank you so much. Oh, all right. I don't want to get off schedule here in our time. You know, last year we did a 5.5-hour webcast with 17 speakers from around the world, and that was great. But this year we're going to do it a little different. I'm breaking up today in 5 different segments at the top of each hour. And if you are interested, whether you're watching the replay or you're here live and you want to know what that schedule is, it's posted on the Facebook group right now, or you can go to turnrightaround.com. That's right, W-R-I-T-E, turnrightaround.com. There's a schedule there, some links there. You can come back and see us back and forth. But thank you again so much for being here. I'm so excited for what we have today. And before we go any further, I want to do a giveaway. So take a look at this. Our first giveaway is going to be Color Outside the Lines winning sweatshirt that we have. And the way you can get this is by sharing. I'm going to be picking some people who are sharing in the live webcast for today, and then also some on the replays over the next couple of weeks. If you would like to have a chance to win the Color Between the Lines sweatshirt for you or for somebody you love, just share whatever you can for Dysgraphia Awareness Day 2003. All right. Oh, yes. And what's coming up in this segment? Not only we have our giveaway and we got to say hi to Tom, we're about to have a great speaker, but I also want you to stick around for after our speaker. We're going to be giving away our First Graphy Awards. And those awards are for people who have encouraged or helped or supported people who have dysgraphia. I want you to be thinking if there's someone in your life that has helped you through this journey, that you nominate them. Again, you can get information at turnrightaround.com. I'm going to be giving out Graphy Awards through the rest of October. So some will be happening today, and then also they'll be happening all through the month of October. And I really, really love to honor someone who's been a help and a support for you. Okay, I think that wraps it up. Now, I want to have our first guest for today for Dysgraphia Awareness Day is Dr. Jennifer King. And if you were with us last year, she was my first interview last year. And that is because she is the founder and the header-upper of all things at www.Dysgraphia.life. And this is the place you go when you have questions, when you have concerns, if you want to be a part of the leading research that is happening. Jennifer is the one to go to. We are so grateful for her work in Dysgraphia. We are so grateful for what she has already done. And she has a lot of amazing things planned. So let's get her on here. Hi, I am so excited right now to have back with us for the second Dysgraphia Awareness Day on October 3rd, Dr. Jennifer King. I know I call you Jennifer sometimes, but I cannot.
That's fine.
I want to say Dr. King because the work you have done for Dysgraphia and with Dysgraphia.life is beyond anything that I have seen. It excites me so much, and it makes me so happy to see all your work there. You are literally my number one resource that I pass to people when they say, I don't know what to do. I just found out. Where can I get resources? What does this mean? Dysgraphia.life, Dysgraphia.life. So I'm so glad that you're back with us this year.
Thank you
So
for
glad
having
to have you
me.
here. Now, I want to start by asking you about something that we ran into last year, and that was literally the definition of dysgraphia was hard to get because so much research is beginning to come out, and is coming out more, and different people and places were saying different things. What is going on now, and what can you tell us for people who are watching? What is dysgraphia?
So I still don't think we have a clear answer that everybody is behind. I'll start with that. I think some people still think it's more the physical part of handwriting, and some people think it's broader. We take a much broader view based on the fact that when we survey, people in our community, both adults with dysgraphia as well as parents about their kids, they say, oh, my child struggles with handwriting and spelling and composition and thinking about the process. We see it affecting people many, many places. So my favorite definition, which is in a research paper that the first author is called, his name is Peter Chung, is at its broadest definition, dysgraphia is a disorder of writing ability at any stage, including problems with letter formation and legibility, letter spacing, spelling, fine motor coordination, rate of writing, grammar, and composition.
Woo!
So it's huge, but it takes the broad view, which is what we are seeing in practice, and what I think a lot of people believe, that it's a very complicated and all-encompassing thing.
It really is complicated because you can have such a struggle in one area and not as much in the other. And then the next child with dysgraphia will have a struggle more in this area and then not so much in this, but it can manifest in so many ways. And as we are trying to continue, and as you are continuing to do research and provide resources, when it comes to awareness, there's always so many questions that both parents and educators have. What can you tell them? What can you give them right now to help them either have a better understanding or know what to look for or where to find resources? What do you think is the most important thing that parents and educators can know right now?
Well, as you said, we're happy to send them to the site for resources. But I actually think one of the biggest keys is individualization. And real both for parents and for educators. And that means knowing the student, the person in front of you, and what is their strengths and where do they need support and what supports work for them. It's really not a one size fits all. There's certain accommodations that help some students and not others. There's certain people, just like you said, that need more help on the physical handwriting side of things, or perhaps on the spelling composition areas. Like, each student is different, and really we need to think about everyone as an individual.
I think that's so great. I know what I've heard a lot, and tell me if you think this too, because it's varied and because you see it manifest stronger in some areas and not, and it needs to be so individualized. I hear from a lot of parents that say, my child is tagged as lazy, or my child is tagged as defiant. Would you say that just being believed that this is a true struggle that needs intervention is one of the greatest gifts that educators and the community can give those with dysgraphia?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely think that's a component of it. I think understanding how much harder it is for these students to do everything, everyday tasks. Everything is a worksheet, right? Parents in this community hate worksheets. That it is just so much more difficult for them to complete normal assignments. It's not laziness. It's not belligerence. It's a real learning disability, and we need to treat it as such.
Yeah, thank you. I know that there's some hallelujahs and amens going around the world right now who are watching this, especially for parents who are struggling getting help, special help for their kids. Also, before we go, I want to hear a little bit about what you're doing coming up next for this year with Dysgraphia.life. You have done so much this year. Just the webinars, the seminars, the resources, recently webinars on even executive function and writing and how all of this relates to dysgraphia, which is why I love sending people there. But I want to know, now that we're hitting Dysgraphia Awareness Day 2023, what do you have coming up next?
So for us, Dysgraphia Awareness Day 2023, thank you so much for having us here, is part of a broader Dysgraphia Awareness Month for Learning Disabilities Awareness Month. And our theme this month is Stories Sparking Science.
Oh.
So what we're trying to do is to encourage everyone to, first of all, raise awareness by telling their dysgraphia story, whether it's you or your child or your student, telling that story, raising awareness. And then what we find really compelling about these stories, and you sort of referred to it, I'm a scientist by training, but within these stories, within the struggles, within the challenges, there are interesting research questions. And so we are trying to collect these stories to learn what are the questions that need answering the most by the science community, so that we can really support science, support more research on dysgraphia, and support it in a way that's going to make a difference to you and your life. So I encourage you to visit Dysgraphia.life/sparks. That's Sparks, SPARKS, for Story Sparking Science. And you can learn more and you can share your story, but we are really excited to raise awareness in this way all month long.
Oh, that is fantastic. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I will tell you, I personally just signed up for the Dysgraphia.life newsletter. I subscribed, put in my own personal email as a mom with a child with dysgraphia, and put in my name and email to get your subscribe to the newsletter so I can get all that information right to my inbox. I'm thrilled about Story Sparking
Science.
Story Sparking Science. I'm thrilled about that and what that will do for dysgraphia. I am so thankful for you, for your continued work. Thank you for joining me today.
Well, and thank you. I'm thrilled Dysgraphia Awareness Day is back, and we're here for year 2. And thank you so much for having me on.
Yay! Thanks so much, Dr. King. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm just so grateful again for all that you do. I'll put your link down below. Also a link to some other research opportunities that we have in the world of dysgraphia. But man, Dr. King, we're so grateful for you. All right, it is time now for the First Ever Graphy Awards here on Dysgraphia Awareness Day 2023. Our first one goes to Dana Garreau. A student wrote in and said this director of accommodations department at Drew University in New Jersey helped meet all of their disability needs and accommodations. Next is for Jessica Funches. She is the interventionist at Mark White Elementary, and a mom wrote in to say that Jessica had a really wholesome approach to dysgraphia and made sure her daughter felt successful and was growing in every single class. And finally, for this segment, Oklahoma Occupational Therapy Association. Even though I'm in Texas, I see them all the time working hard in so many different ways to bring awareness and support about dysgraphia and to those with dysgraphia. Thanks so much, Jessica, Dana, and Oklahoma Occupational Therapy Association. All right, we'll be giving away more Graphy Awards throughout the day, but don't forget again, you can go to turnrightaround.com and nominate someone for a Graphy Award all through the month of October. We'll be passing those out to some very deserving people. All right, that's it for this hour. I will see you at the top of the next hour when we meet with a very special author who is going to be reading some of her, well, actually all of her book to us. It's Patty DeDour, in case you didn't know. So anyway, so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in a short bit.